In Western music, tunes in minor keys tend to reflect a certain sadness and mood.
Yeah, well, it's part of a trilogy, really, a musical trilogy that I'm doing in D minor, which I always find is really the saddest of all keys, really. I don't know why, but it makes people weep instantly.
In jazz and its related styles, the tonic chord in a minor key is usually a minor triad with an added ninth or a minor 6/9 chord. Now, a lot of people think that when they see that one chord in a minor key as a triad, they're led to believe that the natural extension of that triad is a flat 7. That's going to create a minor 7th chord, which is a sound usually associated with a 2 minor 7th chord. Although you do see minor 7th chords functioning as 1 chords in pop music, in jazz, the natural extension of the 1 minor triad is the natural 7 associated with the melodic or the jazz minor scale. The melodic minor scale also contains the natural 6 from the minor 6/9 chord. So although the tonic minor will predominantly function as a minor triad, you really want to be thinking of that minor major 7 or minor 6 chord as the source material for your lines. This minor major 7th sound creates more stability, especially in jazz, and gives a recognizable character as a resolving tonic sound in minor. Okay, so here's a C melodic minor scale. Jazz, we play this scale the same way, both ascending and descending, where in classical music, the melodic minor scale descends as the natural minor scale. That's why the jazz version is often referred to as jazz minor. A cool way to capture this sound is by outlining all the chords from every chord tone up to their nines. This is a very cool exercise and gets the tonic minor into your ears by practicing this in every key. So check this out, then I'll be back for the breakdown. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this line down. Now, this is based on a simple concept where I'm going to build chords that are harmonized by the melodic minor scale from the root, the flat 3, the 5, and the 7 of the C minor major 7 chord. So I have the C minor major 7 from the root, the E flat major 7 sharp 5 from the flat 3, the dominant 7th, G dominant 7th from the 5, and then the B minor 7 flat 5 from the 7. So if you looked at the way this exercise is put together, that's the core of it. And that's a good thing if you don't know that, to just kind of get that under your fingers first so you can play that up and down. The second phase is where I start to go up to the 9 of each one of those chords, and then I'm playing a little, almost a cliche line, but it's kind of a hip cliche line that people like Coltrane really made popular, and you hear this all the time with players like Michael Brecker and some of the more modern players as well, like Mike Stern. So the idea is that I'm taking the C minor major 7, and then I'm going up to the 9 and I'm playing a double chromatic down and then back up to the 9. This is a little pattern that you just hear all the time. And it's nice to mix with arpeggiated lines because it breaks it up. So I have this. Okay, then I go to the E flat major 7 sharp 5 and to go up to the 9, which is F, play that line. Then I go to the G dominant 7 up to the 9, which is A, play that same line. Then to the B minor 7 flat 5 up to that 9, which is diatonic to the melodic minor scale. And now I'm set up to just descend down these chords. So that's my C minor major 7, that's my B minor 7 flat 5, that's my G7, that's my E flat major 7 sharp 5, and then at the end I'm playing kind of a bebop line where I'm using an approach note combination, which is targeting that 7 there. So I go below, double above, and then below, and then back into the 7. I sort of call this approach the Herbie Hancock approach because you hear him using that a lot, but so many jazz players use it. So it goes below, double above, below, and then back into the 7. So when I play that, I'll arpeggiate back down. And then resolve it here. So notice how and that's all using the notes within the melodic minor scale there. And then I kind of resolve it down to the root there just for a dynamic effect. So if you take that whole line now, now, notice the way I practice this. This is kind of important and it gets missed a lot of the times. When I'm just taking this as an exercise and practicing this, I'm practicing this more like a classical musician would take and play every note even. I'm not swinging anything, just playing it even, and I'm working on note duration because it's quite difficult actually, because there's quite a few leaps, as you'll find if you actually take the time to learn this exercise from this video. This is not an easy exercise because there's some leaps, and what's really important is to, in your practice, to try to work on your form and to try to really get note lengths happening and everything else. The reason is that when you then take this more up to a performance level, like I did on the example that I played with the backing track, you see it's a jazz thing, so I'm kind of swinging it with the context of the backing track. And then also, because it's really difficult within a performance to play everything absolutely note perfect, you'll hear that there's a couple of notes that are ghosted here and there. And it's really because when you're in the heat of the performance, it's hard to make it completely perfect. When you're practicing and you just kind of, isolating it like this, you can kind of try to get that better and better. So when you, cross over into performance, it'll get close. But because there's so much going on in performance, it's probably never going to be perfect in a performance scenario. But that's okay, but we want to practice it so we're really working on our form. And it's really good to kind of take a leaf out of the classical musicians' practice diary and understand how they're actually doing that to kind of really seek that perfection in what they do, to really get it spot on. So the thing is, what I want you to do now is try that yourself. Be sure to transpose this in every key, because that's the way you're going to really get this sound into your ears. If you're interested in becoming a better improvising bass player and learning great musical content from arpeggios to grooves, then subscribe to my channel now. If you like this video today, then be sure to support my channel by giving it a big thumbs up. And if you really like this video, then be sure to check out my books, my membership website, and my Skype lessons. Until next time, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.